have all over Finland playability. Imagine you go out and you're going to take up the bus, and the bus is not coming and you can swim. We got to have playability. You bring a child and you got a small parquet. So it's about that playability that is so critical. It's not about money. Sometimes it's more just about creativity. How to have our cities that are fun and exciting. I thought that this was something for bicycle, but this girl has something else in mind. She thought it was to play. Play is so important. It's not just fun. Sometimes people say, oh, but why playability? No, it's because when children play, for children playing is learning. When children play, that's where they develop their muscle strength, their cognitive thinking, to learn languages, to concentrate. That's where they develop the sense of belonging by playing. And they strengthen their friendships. What if in every community in Finland, and actually every community all over the world, we should have a goal that every child should have a park or a play area within 500 meters, every child, by 2020, not in 30, 40 years, no, in the next 3 years. So we start doing parks all over the place, and we're going to make it fun, and we're going to make it exciting. And everybody's going to have a park so that the children can have this wonder about nature and that connectivity. And some of you might say, but what if in some neighborhoods there are no parks? Okay, let's take what belongs to all of us. Let's take the school, the streets, the library, the sidewalk, the community center, city hall. You know, in New York, 7 years ago, they did this. They thought everybody had a park near their house. No, they didn't. They found lots of places without parks. So they went to the schools and they found that in the schools, this is what they call the playground in the school. Horrible. Just a bunch of pavement with a couple of basketball hoops. So they said, you know, we'll fix this. We'll invest and create a nice playground. If and only if the schools will open this to the community after 4 p.m., Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. Make it a school park. And they turned this into this, with beautiful trees and green roofs and green spaces. And the green and the connection of playing is so important because when children play in green settings, it's going to reduce the attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder. And it wasn't just 1 or 2. New York increased by 31% the access to playgrounds from without buying 1 centimeter of land. It was how to use those schools in different ways. And if a neighborhood doesn't have a school, okay, they can take over a street and create a street play. Let's remember that the streets are about 1/3 of our city. So what role are we going to play in this? So that's about children. How about older adults? You know, something that is exciting is that we're living longer. Not longer. We're living much, much longer. You know, the people that have ever lived to 65, half are alive today. Half. This is something totally new. And it's kind of like a bloom. I think the biggest waste of resource that we have in the world is the older adults. People retire, and in most countries, we cross them out as if they had died. Except that they got 10, 20, 30, 40 years left, and they're healthier and wealthier and more educated and have traveled and have knowledge. They could be teaching languages to the immigrants. They could be tutoring kids in the schools. They could be organizing activities in the parks, in the public places. It's exciting. You know, just 180 years ago, this is the life expectancy, and these are all of these dots are the countries of the world. Just 100 years ago, 180 years ago, there was not one single country in the world that had a life expectancy above 45. None. Today, we don't have any country with a life expectancy below 45. You know, we've been around about 200,000 years, and this has happened only in the last 180 years. It's exciting, and people are talking about retirement. It's about retirement. People want to do activities. The older adults are hungry about learning and knowledge. So our universities, and here this is a wonderful city with lots of students, well, we should have lots of courses for older adults about music, about history, about sociology, about gardening, about parks, about activities. The population over 65 is going to double, and the population of 80 is going to quadruple. In Finland, if we had been born just 150 years ago, which is nothing, imagine, we've been around for hundreds of thousands of years. If we had been born 150 years ago, the life expectancy in Finland was 34. So many of us will be dead by now. Now the life expectancy more than double, almost triple. We have learned how to survive. But when we have issues such as climate change and public health crisis and economic crisis and traffic congestion, it's clear that now we gotta learn how to live. And that is a role that parks and green spaces and gardeners have so much to do. How are we going to improve? How are we going to learn to live? How are we going to have cities that are healthier for everybody? Because a lot of it is about the built environment. What kind of built environments are we going to build? It's something that is absolutely critical. What role each one is going to play. And then I said that when we evaluate any city of any size, we should evaluate by how well we treat the most vulnerable people, the children, the older adults, the poor. When I'm talking about the poor, I'm talking about equity. I'm not talking about equality. I think the difference was summarized very well in this cartoon that says this is equality. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Some people are starting so far behind that not everybody needs that box. Some people might need 2 or 3 boxes, while others don't need any. Well, we have not really done a very good job. Look, the US, the wealthiest country in the world, and 1 out of 5 children lives in poverty. In the US, I was doing some work the other day, a few months ago, and I went to Cleveland. All of a sudden, I went to some part of the city in this area. The life expectancy is 64. And then we went 13 kilometers away, and the life expectancy is 90. And it's not because it's Cleveland. The same thing happens in Washington, same thing happens in New Orleans. And I was talking to some leaders there, and I said, I don't know what is worse, that this is happening. Imagine that if you, by luck, are born in one part of the city, your life expectancy might be 30 years more or 30 years less than if you are born in another part of the city. And I was saying, I don't know what is worse, that this is happening or that people are assuming that this is normal. No, this is not normal. And when you take a look at the green spaces where people live 90, magnificent parks, trees in every road, in every street. Nice crosswalks, nice schools, good grocery stores. In the low income, there's not even a grocery store. Instead, there are 4 times as many convenience stores. I mean, this issue of equity is everywhere, including mobility. For example, in mobility, people around the world are spending $1 out of $4 on mobility when they use a private car. 25%. They could be spending only 5% if they use public transit and walk and bike. There is nothing the governments can do that would have a higher impact on the income of people than allowing people to downsize from 2 cars to 1 or from 1 to 0. And that also would be great for the local economy because people, instead of buying cars built in China, people will be spending that money in the local economy, in their restaurants, fixing their basement, their gardens. It would be great. The other 7 messages I'm going to be shorter, no worries.